The NBI narrows down the list of persons of interest to 20 in the hunt for the elusive assassin allegedly enlisted by Vice President Sara Duterte. Senator Judge Raffy Tulfo complains minority senators have been given longer interjection time during the impeachment trial. The Philippines raises the Ayungin shoal incident and racist video in a meeting with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang. In a meeting with Southeast Asian foreign ministers, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says Washington remains open to talks with Iran. And U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says the cost of the U.S. war in Iran has risen to $37.5 billion so far. The NBI narrows down the list of persons of interest to 20 in the hunt for the elusive assassin allegedly enlisted by Vice President Sara Duterte. This is revealed by NBI Director Melvin Matibag as he testifies before the impeachment court Tuesday, July 22.
We are narrowing it down already to less than 20 individuals at may mga pangalan na po kami nito. Sa katunayan po, yung iba po rito, kausap na po namin yung kanilang mga pamilya o kakilala.
In his testimony the day before, Matibag told the impeachment court the Bureau has yet to identify the alleged hitman but found persons of interest that may lead to the hitman. On Tuesday, he gives more information, predicting the Bureau will identify Duterte's alleged hitman within 3 to 6 months. Matibag also says the NBI is looking into the possible involvement of uniformed men and members of the Vice President's Security and Protection Group.
We are not limiting it to the double death squad. Sabi ko nga po, meron pong mga aktibo pa sa serbisyo na men in uniforms at kasama rin po dito ang Vice President Sara Security Group po.
Senator Judge Raffy Tulfo raises a complaint that minority senators have been given longer speaking time in their interjections during the impeachment trial.
So dapat pag sinabing 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Pag sa amin sa majority, pag 2 minutes, pinipindot nito. 2-3 beses. Totoo yan. Pero pag sa minority, umabot na ng 5 minutes, 10 minutes. At meron akong record yan. Pinapayagan.
Impeachment Presiding Officer Cheese Escudero responds to the admonition, saying there is no minority and majority division in the impeachment court, adding they are all senator judges. But Escudero tells the timekeeper, whom he names as Anika, to be consistent with monitoring the time. Still, despite Tulfo's concern, Senator Judge Pia Cayetano continues to exceed the time limit despite the bell ringing. Male senator judges seated in the back row take the buzzer from Anika and place it on their table, joking about pressing it themselves. Senator Judge Amy Marcos also goes beyond her allotted time and Tulfo stands up and presses the buzzer himself.
Natuklasan na yung assassin.
Philippine Foreign Secretary Maria Teresa Lazaro raises a long list of Manila's grievances against China. This during the first foreign minister meeting between Manila and Beijing in 2 years. Lazaro raises the following in her meeting with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang. First, the Philippines' strong protest over the violent actions committed by China Coast Guard personnel against Filipino Navy personnel at Ayungin Shoal. She also raises concerns over actions that infringed Filipinos' maritime rights and entitlements, including affecting the safety of Filipino personnel and fishermen. Lazaro also calls for the removal of remaining structures in Bajo de Masinloc. She also says during the meeting, quote, disagreements over legal and political issues do not justify resorting to disturbing imagery. The DFA earlier condemned a July 10 AI-generated China Daily video portraying Filipinos as monkeys. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the United States is still willing to negotiate an end to the Iran crisis, but Tehran is not serious about talks. This as the widening conflict disrupted 2 of the world's most critical energy choke points. Rubio makes his comments in a meeting of Southeast Asian foreign ministers a day after 3 oil tankers carrying Saudi crude to Asia reversed course in the Red Sea. This apparently in response to threats from Yemen's Iran-aligned Houthis.
The problem we're having right now is that they're not serious about talks. If they're serious, we're serious. If they're not, then we will do what is necessary to protect our interest and also the interest of our allies.
The Houthis, who control the coast at the mouth of the Red Sea, announced a naval blockade on Saudi Arabia on Monday. With Iran threatening shipping through the Strait of Hormuz, the Red Sea has become Saudi Arabia's main alternative route for millions of barrels of oil exports each day. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says the cost of the U.S. war in Iran has risen to $37.5 billion so far. Hegseth faces skeptical lawmakers at a hearing in Washington to seek urgent funding for the conflict, the first time since the heavy bombings in Iran resumed. Hegseth tells lawmakers that the $37.5 billion includes anticipated costs through September 30. It is unclear how the Pentagon arrived at the figure, but a source told Reuters in March that Trump's administration estimated the first 6 days of the war had cost at least $11.3 billion. Trump asked Congress in June for nearly $90 billion in additional funding, most of it related to the Iran conflict. And that's today's wrap. I'm JC Gutinga. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. For more updates, download the wRap.